Welcome back everyone. In this video, we will learn how to design a custom functionality and dive deeper into one of the most powerful features that Unity offers, the triggers. I will teach you how to create triggers, assign them to objects, and program them to respond to players' interaction. So let's go back to Unity and I'll show you an example. So here's our scene, and here we have our hammer. Here is a trigger area, trigger box, that in this case I made it transparent to visualize what's happening. Then here we have platforms, and we have some beach ball on top of this platform. So the idea is, if I take the hammer and if I drop the hammer inside this trigger glass box, the platform will move to the side and the beach balls will be released and they will drop down on the floor. So let me press play and let's see how that works. Okay, I'm going here. So a platform with the balls, glass box, our hammer. So I'm just gonna take the hammer, go above the box and drop it. And we can see the platform moved and the balls are now free. Okay, so let me remove all those components now, and I will show you step by step how to build it again. Okay, let's start with the hammer. So we need to create a new tag for the hammer because we want our hammer to be a trigger. So let's add the tag. Let's add new and let's call it hammer trigger. Save. Let's go back to the hammer and now let's choose that new created tag. Okay. Now let's create a cube. Let's bring it a little bit closer. That's okay. And let's change the material to glass so we can see what is actually happening. You can see that the cube is slightly transparent. And now in the box collider section, we need to enable isTrigger. So now let's bring the beach ball from ICVR prefabs folder. So let's go ICVR scenes, prefabs, beach ball. Let's move it up a little bit. And now let's go back to assets and let's create folder name triggers. You can call it whatever you want. And in this folder, we're going to store all the file related to this functionality. Okay, so now let's create a platform and place it under the ball. So let's go game object, 3D object. Let's do a cylinder. Let's bring it closer here. Let's change the size of it to create some sort of platform. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, now let's remove the capsule collider because it has a not very good shape. And let's add another collider, but let's add mesh collider. Okay, let's press play. Okay, so the ball is now on the platform, that's good. Okay, so let's now switch to animation tab. Let's create new. And let's call it platform move, and let's save it into our triggers folder. Okay. And now let's add property, transform, position, and let's go to the last keyframe. Let's select it here. Let's delete it. And now let's move the platform to the desired location. So let's say here. And now we just need to add new keyframes. And now let's wind it up to the beginning and let's play the animation. And we can see the animation is playing in the loop. Okay, let's stop that. Let's go back to our project folder, and here in our triggers folder we have a file with our animation, but we don't want it to loop time, so let's disable that. And now let's double click on the cylinder to open the animator tab. And now let's create a new state. So right click, create a state, empty. And now right click on new state and set as default state. And now we need to transition from this, let's call it default state. So in this state, at the beginning of the game, the platform is not moving. And then we need to create the transition to our, so when the hammer enters the trigger area, the platform will move to the desired location. Okay, let's go to parameters and let's add the parameter boolean, and let's call it activate animation. And now let's click on a transition, and here we need to add the condition. And this is okay, because this is the condition we just created and we want it to be true. Because as soon as the hammer enters the trigger area, the platform will move. Okay, so let's create a simple C# script so we will be able to control this animator. So let's call it platform trigger. You can call it whatever you want. Let's open it up in VS Code. Let's remove the stuff from the middle. And to begin with, we will need something to activate the animator. So let's start with serialize field. Private animator, and now let's create the variable animation controller. Semicolon. And let's now create the trigger event. So on trigger enter, and to reference the collider, and now let's create a if statement. And here we need to put the name of the tag that we put on the hammer. So let's double check that. It's hammer trigger. Trigger. And let's put the condition. Animation controller. Set ball. And here we need to put the name that we place in the animator. So let's double check that. Yeah, it's activate animation. Okay. So let's put that. Animation. And in here we set it to be true. So here we also need to set it to be true. Semicolon. Okay, I hope I haven't done any typos, so let's see how that works. Save. Let's go back to Unity. Now here we need to add this C# script on the cube. There we go. It looks like I have an error in my code, so let me just okay, that should be all right now. Let's have a look. Okay, the error is gone. Let's select the cube, and here in the animation controller you need to choose cylinder. And now let's press play and see how that works. So I'm going to pick up the hammer, and now I'm going to drop it inside that cube. And what should happen, the platform should move to the side, and then the ball, the beach ball, should be released and drop down. So let's drop the hammer and see what happens. And as expected, the platform moved. So excellent, it's all working. You don't really need to use object as a trigger. The player can be a trigger as well. So for example, I'll give you a quick example. If you go to ICVR camera set, and you need to find feet, my body, torso, and here we have our feet. So if I now change the tag to the tag of the feet to hammer trigger, and now I'm gonna enter with my feet into the box, the same should happen. The platform will go to the side and the ball will drop. So let's try that. So now we can see the platform is below the ball. I'm just about to enter the trigger area, and here we go. The platform move, and the ball, it's been released. So only your imagination is the limit. You can use triggers for all sorts of different things in your VR experience. You can, for example, set up some kind of trap for the player, or you can place some kind of key in one corner of the scene, and then the player will have to find that key, go to another location, put the key in a lock, and that will maybe open some kind of secret room that the player can go in and enjoy. So yeah, it's really only imagination is your limit. So hopefully you can create some nice custom functions with this trigger function. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you enjoy, and see you on the next tutorial.